guys, it's Max. Welcome back to my channel. And today I thought I would show y'all how I make art prints. So I just finished this painting. As you saw in the last video, I was working on it, but I'm done now. And I thought I would show you guys how I make art prints. And here is how the art print of Mr. Pig here turned out. He's in his cellophane sleeve right now, but I thought I would show you guys how I go from painting to print. So if you want to find out how to make art prints, or even just photography that you want to print out at home, stay tuned and I will show you how I do that. Okay guys, so the first step in the art print making process is to obtain an image of what you want to make a print of. So I'm just going to go into my hard drive and pull up the photo that I need. Okay, so this is the original. Alright, so this is the photo of the pig that I want to make a print of. And there are a few ways that you can get a photo of your art. One is to scan the image. The other is to take one with your phone. And the third option is a DSLR camera. I would recommend the first two only for simple images. So stuff with not a lot of detail or texture, or small images. So say if you are an illustrator and you have a 8x10 drawing, you could definitely scan that in or photograph it with your phone and it wouldn't make much of a difference. You can also scan larger things. It's just really time consuming and I wouldn't really recommend it for painters, especially detailed painters. You really lose a lot of detail. I would recommend using a DSLR camera and specifically shooting with your image quality on RAW. That produces the best and most true to life photograph. And it gives you a lot of options while editing as well. So this pig I've already finished editing, but I will open him up in Photoshop and show you what I did to edit him. Actually, before I open this up in Photoshop, I want to show you what it says down here at the bottom. It says that it is a 16-bit display color profile and 600 ppi. So you want to make sure that you pay attention to this because this is what you want to input when you get to Photoshop. So let's do that now. Okay, so my pig is now in Photoshop, and you can actually use a lot of different photo editing softwares. I just don't know any of them, so I can't recommend any to you, but if you do know of any good ones, leave them down in the comments below for anybody else who might want to try them out. He has the same exact settings as I showed you before, and what you want to do in Photoshop is use the spot healing tool and just got rid of any dust particles, anything that really shouldn't be there. And that's all I did. And then I saved the file as a TIFF. This is really important for printing. So you want to make sure that it's in TIFF file format. And then I use this application that came with my printer, the Canon Pixma Pro 100. And I open that up. It's called My Image Garden. And I make a new file. This one is the borderless 4-image option. This allows me to make more than one test print on one piece of paper. That's really important, and I couldn't recommend doing that enough, because you're going to save a lot of resources. You'll save paper because you can print more than one on one sheet, and you'll save your ink because you're making smaller versions. Okay, so our paper is 8.5 by 11. We're going to do landscape, press OK. And I really like this program because it prints really true to the image that you're trying to print, basically, the first go round. When you print from your image file itself, just from your computer, I find that it doesn't really look like the image at all. But using this program really helps me out, so I like it. And then we're just going to insert our pig onto the, oh, we're in the wrong files. Okay, we're going to insert the pig. Here he is. Open him up. And we're just going to print him, just to see how he comes out without any editing whatsoever. And this is what happens when you print him. So he came out pretty warm and oversaturated and slightly too dark. So that's just what I found with the Canon Pixma Pro, is that every time you print, most likely it's going to come out oversaturated and slightly too dark. So what I did for this particular image was played with the brightness first over here in adjustments. Played with brightness, then we adjusted levels, and then finally I added a blue filter, just a slight blue filter. And then I test printed again, and it came out just how I wanted it to. So after you get your print looking the way that you want it, you're going to open up a new file, and we make our width and height the exact to our paper. We have 13 by 19 paper. Again, resolution 600 because it's high. We want to keep it very high so we get high amount of detail. And then again, 16-bit. Color mode, my printer does print RGB, sorry. Some printers print CMYK, mine prints RGB just fine. And the display profile, because I've tried other color profiles and they just don't turn out correctly. They are just weird, so I found that display works really well. So then you want to click create, and then you have your 13 by 19 paper ready for your pig. And so we just want to copy everything over and paste him. And now it's time to size the image for printing. Okay, so I resized the pig, gave him a 1/2-inch border, and if you can see that, there's a slight, it's a very light line around the image, and that will show us where to cut later. And then I also was able to fit 2 9x12s on one 13x19 sheet, and this will save me, again, paper. Okay, so another thing I wanted to mention before I print these is aspect ratio. Now, this is pretty important, and what I mean by aspect ratio is basically the shape of your image. Okay, so my original image is an 18 by 24 inch canvas. So in order for me to get the entire image printed in the same shape, so the same rectangular shape as it originally was, I am limited to certain sizes. So specifically, I'm making 2 9x12s, and 9x12 is also a 4:3 aspect ratio. And this is going to ensure that my image stays relatively the same, except for now it's just a smaller version. And all that's left to do is print. Alright guys, and this is the finished product. I've put him in a cellophane sleeve after I cut him. And then also there is a mat board back here. And you can see my little business card too. And so this is what comes with the print if you ever order from me online, link in the description. Or when I sell at artist sellers markets, they also come this way, but this just protects the print from either getting bent or dirt / water damage as well. So it's a good thing to think about if you're selling your prints. Otherwise, I would just go ahead and frame them and whatever else you want to do, because it's your prints. I hope you can take this information and utilize it to make your own prints at home. And if you have any questions about the process, I know I went through it pretty quickly, leave them in the comments below and I can maybe help you out. Also, I'm gonna leave the links to the paper that I use and the printer that I use in the description below. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you liked it, please give it a like and subscribe if you wouldn't mind seeing me again. See you later. Bye.